Hello, my name is Sarah. Welcome to the It's a Sarah podcast. It sounds a bit weird to say my name is Sarah and welcome to the It's a Sarah podcast. But I'm from the Netherlands and you pronounce my name in Dutch as Sarah. And not as Sarah, but my Instagram name, that's the name I use on Instagram and on YouTube is It's a Sarah. That's with an English pronounce. So, but Sarah feels more me than Sarah. No, it's both okay. It's both okay. But I like to do it both. So my name is Sarah. Welcome to the It's a Sarah podcast. Today is Monday, November 14, and this is episode 46. I love to knit, I love to crochet, and I love to talk, so that's the perfect combination for making this podcast. I'm coming to you from the Netherlands, so excuse my Dutchy English. I make an episode every week, or actually I make two every week, one in Dutch and one in English. I will share my handwerkperikelen with you, and handwerkperikelen means such as crafty adventures. I don't like it in English, but I do in Dutch. So I will share my handwerkperikelen with you in this episode from last week. Okay, here we go. What I wear. As usual, my Hiedra headband, the pattern from Fibertales. I have a drawer full of headbands. But in winter I mainly wear two. This one and the braided cabled one. And the other are laying there. And sometimes I feel for another headband, but I am very attached to these two. I put all the links about everything. No, not about everything, I guess. About the most things I tell you about, I put the links in my show notes. And they... you can find you can find a lot of information on my Ravelry page. And since I filmed the episodes in English, I make my notes in English. Before I made them in Dutch, but you can do it with Google Translate. I guess. Okay, what I wear is my Treysta cardigan. How do you say it in English? Treysta? I don't know what Treysta means. My Treysta cardigan, it's a pattern from Jennifer Steingass, also known as Knit Love Wool. It is original a pattern for a sweater, but I am not a sweatery kind of person. I don't know, maybe this could work for a sweater for me. But I made this into a cardigan. I planned a steek. So I added, I guess, 6 stitches. I just checked my notes, but and I describe in detail how I did the steek, but in Dutch. So I'm sorry, I have no time to translate it for you, but you can translate it maybe with Google Translate, as I said. So I did a planned steek, and I added some steek stitches and I knitted all the sweater, all the thing, and then I reinforced with my sewing machine, and then I cut, and then I made a steek sandwich, and I really love the inside with an I-cord bind off. It's so neat. This is so satisfying. Look how this is all you want. I have seen the buttonholes in the steek sandwich a few times. I always make my steek sandwich. I knit a few rows, then I purl one row, and then I knit another few rows, and an I-cord bind off, and I sew it here down. I sew it down, And then I pick up stitches in at the purl bumps. But I also have seen and then I knit the ribbing for the button band. But I also have seen the button band in the stick sandwich. The only thing I am a bit worried about, you don't have this thing here, and it's okay. I think it looks very nice, but I'm a bit worried about all the yarn ends from the cut. Aren't they peeping outside the buttonholes? Yoo-hoo, peekaboo! I don't want to see the yarn ends in my buttonholes. So that's the only thing that holds me from trying it. But I do love this. I do love this. You can also hide your steek with a ribbon. I never tried. I do like the beautiful ribbons, but I prefer all all knitted things. So, okay, I knitted my Treysta cardigan quite oversized because my favorite cardigan I found in a second-hand shop. I read all the names in different countries. Charity shop, thrift shop. Oh, there was another one in New Zealand. I guess I forgot, or Australia, I forgot. But this was I found a cardigan in a second-hand clothing shop. It wasn't a thrift shop, but it was a very old cardigan. It's white with brown and also with a colorwork yoke, and it's absolutely my favorite cardigan. And I want it's a bit oversized, but not wide. It is big, but not wide. And I want to knit that one. That model in this Treysta, but when this was finished, it was too baggy. It was too the sleeves were too wide, and the body there was too much positive ease. And I am not a jeans person. I hardly wear jeans. Sometimes I do have 2 pairs of jeans, flared jeans. I do love the look of flared jeans, but I don't feel myself in jeans. Is that a good you know that feeling when you put it on? It's okay and it's nice, but it's not me. I'm a dress and skirt person right now at the moment. It can change, but I'm not a jeans person right now. And the way the cardigan was, baggy and oversized, it looked good on a tight jeans. But I never wear it. So this cardigan, I didn't wear it as much as I hoped, and I was already thinking about giving it to a friend. This cardigan deserves more love than I gave it, because it's such a nice pattern and I love the yarn. It's I knit it in Let Lopi, Istex Let Lopi. Golden Heather, the name is of the main color, is the name of the main color, and it is a bit of green gold heathered. I really love it, and I really love it, but I never wear it. I never wear you know what I mean. And then I got the idea, what if I felt it in the washing machine, so it shrinks a bit and it gets a little bit tinier and a little less positive ease. But it is quite exciting to put your cardigan, your hand knit cardigan, in the washing machine on a hot temperature. I never have done it, I guess, I don't know. Once, before I was a knitter, once I ruined a cardigan, a woolen cardigan, because I didn't know. But I was thinking, what is the worst thing that could happen? And the worst thing that could happen was my cardigan was destroyed. I can't wear it. Nobody else couldn't wear it, and that was the worst thing that could happen. And I thought, what will I do then? A little bit of crying and making another one, and that's not very bad. I love knitting this, so it's not the worst thing that can happen. Did you have to knit another one? So I could have the joy of knitting this one again. So I thought, let's do it. And I put it in my washing machine, and I think twice. The first time I was very careful, only a little bit, maybe 40 degrees, I don't know. But the effect was minimal. You hardly couldn't see anything. And then I did it again, and then it shrinked. And now it is like this, and you can see the fabric is a bit felted. It's quite tight. I prefer the look of the knitted fabric, but to wear it, it's much warmer, and when it's windy outside, I don't feel any wind. This is perfect. So, and also the fit is better now, because you can see the sleeves are now not as baggy as they were. They are a bit shorter. I'm absolutely a long sleeve person. I always make my sleeves until here, and then I fold them back when I do the dishes, or I don't know if they are in my way. So then I wear them like this, and they are a bit short for me right now, but not too short. It's absolutely okay. And the fit, there is still quite some positive ease and quite some length, but I can wear it on my skirts and on my dresses again, and I feel nice in it now. It's perfect. So this was in my box with winter woolly things, and I put it out, I think 2 weeks ago, and it hasn't been cold yet in the Netherlands. It's quite a warm autumn with quite high temperatures, so I didn't need a warm cardigan. But the last night, this morning, it was very chilly. The first cold night, but it is quite bright and nice weather, and the sun is shining, but it is getting a bit colder. And I found my cardigan in my between all the woolen stuff I have, and I put it on, and I haven't put it out since then. Oh, I feel so nice. It's so warm and cozy, and I wear it like this inside and outside. This morning it was very chilly, and every morning I'm going outside for a walk in the woods in the forest with my dog. And but it's also, when do you say woods and when do you say forest? Is that also different in different countries? I don't know. The place with all the trees. And I only put a warm shawl on and my mittens, and then it's okay. And inside is also quite chilly in our house, but I'm perfect. And then I do it open, and I wear it open, and it's perfect. So, the story of my Treysta. Okay, let's start. Finished objects. I have one, or actually two. I finished a pair of socks, and that was a long time ago. I love knitting socks, but I have quite a few pair of knitting socks. I always wear knitted socks, and I have enough, and I have made quite some for all my friends and family, and now it's okay. So my sock knitting mojo got a bit lower last year, but I'm feeling it right now. Only I don't need the socks. That's it. I like knitting things that are neat, and but I have a few people who don't have socks, my socks yet. So my daughter has a boyfriend, and his birthday is in December, and I think he would like hand knitted socks, and these are for my niece. She's in the early 20s, and her birthday is also is in November, and I made these for her. I made a mistake, and let's start with the yarn. I have a lovely project bag. I have so many project bags, and they were all gifts from Dutch makers, and I never bought a project bag my own, I guess. All gifts, I don't know, maybe one or two. And this one is from Evelien. Her Instagram name is Evelien Maakt Het. Evelyn made it, is the translation. And in October I organized a sock knitting day in my hometown, and this was a gift from her, and with a lovely brown fabric and flowers and dots, and it's perfect for a sock knitting project. So I knitted with this yarn, a sock yarn I bought on when we were on holiday, and it is a German brand. I don't know it. It calls Fortissima Socca Mexico Color, and it is from Schurostal, and under it, I know there are some German people watching too, so this is for you. There is on the label ganz schön kreativ. I love it. German and Dutch are quite the same, I guess. The same. It's not when you can speak German, you can understand Dutch a bit. I don't know. Otherwise, it is. When you speak Dutch, you can understand German. But I knitted with this yarn, and I gave the socks a bit of a signature. I saw it I was watching some Dutch knitters podcast. And now Mirjam Molenbeek, she's a Dutch knitter, and she added a color pop. I guess she saw it with the Crazy Sock Lady. I'm not sure. I watched the Crazy Sock Lady too, but it's quite a while ago. So, but I prefer knitting socks with contrasting toes, heels and cuffs, but I didn't do it with this one. And what is, when you knit a sock, just a plain sock in this yarn, it is do you call it a self-striping yarn? I don't know, a self-patterning yarn, but anyone could knit with this yarn, could knit this sock, and I don't like it when it is the same as anyone else could do. So I like to add a little signature, and mainly it are my toes, heels and cuffs, but today it's only a little pop of color at the top of the ribbing in this this brown. I have no idea which color it is. Maybe it is the apple cinnamon from a Dutch indie dyer, which I forgot the name, but I also think she don't dye anymore. I'm not sure, but apple cinnamon is, I made a Marettimo top from Caitlin Hunter in this yarn a few years ago. But I love the color pop. I made a little mistake and accidentally, that was also about my color bleeding in a mystery knit along. You call, how do you call, I have to check. I like it to say it like that. When you make a mistake, which is actually better than when you don't make the mistake. And accidentally, oh, I forgot. Now I have to check. But I made an accidentally good mistake. Normally, I'm a toe-up knitter. When I started sock knitting, I did cuff down, but when I discovered toe-up knitting, I switched to that because the only reason, I guess, I have some yarn in my nose. I don't know. Oh, for my Treysta, I guess. I'm sorry. Mainly because I prefer the Turkish cast on. When you are knitting cuff down, you have to cast on. I always, for my size, I make I cast on 56 56 stitches. And when with a long tail cast on of an extra stretchy one, but when I started the toe, I can cast on 14 stitches with the Turkish cast on, and that's absolutely my favorite method. So I cast on 14 stitches, and then I increased to 56 stitches, and then I knit 10 rounds, mostly in another color. And after that, for my size 38, is that size 6 in English? I don't know. My size is 38, and that's European size, I don't know. But then I knit 60 rounds of stockinette, and then I start with the heel. But now I forgot to count the 10 rows for my toe, and I knit 50 rows of stockinette before I start the heel. But the size is actually better when I recognize. Oh, I'm wearing some nice socks, the woodland socks. Can you see it? Oh, it's such a nice color of brown. I made them. Oh, how is her name? The woodland. No, is it woodland? Woodland walk socks? I don't know. I participated, not whole 2020, but in the 2020 free socks 2020 from Kia's both, and these socks, it's a free pattern on Ravelry. I don't know her name, but she has a lot of lovely patterns. You can find it in my Ravelry notes. Maybe when I think of it, I will add a link to what I wear. But if I forgot and you want to know, then send me a message. But so when I put these socks on, I was a bit worried they would be too small. But when I put them on, the fit was perfect. Actually better than with my 60 rows. Because when I put on my sneakers, there's always a little bump about the end of my sneakers, and then my sock, there's too much sock. So it bulbs over my shoe, and I dislike that. And then this fit was actually perfect, and I like the tight fit around my foot, so it's a perfect fit. So I guess the next time I will knit socks for myself, I will do 10 rows less, or maybe 5. Let's experiment with that. But these are not for myself. These socks are for my niece, and she has the same size as I have. So I hope she will like the color. I have no idea what her which color she prefers, but I guess she can appreciate a handmade gift. And I think for hand knitted socks, there's always a place in your heart. If she don't like them, oh no, if she doesn't like them, she can wear them in bed. I always sleep with woolen socks in bed, especially in this time of the year. So 2 pair of socks. I will block them just because they are, yeah, I love to block my socks. It's not necessary, but I love it. I put on stitch markers every 10 rounds. I don't know if I said that already, but it makes me, it's very motivating to keep track on your socks, and you know exactly what you have to, when you are on the heel, and yeah, how many rows you have to knit. I always knit the shadow wrap short row heel. Heel flap and gusset is way too loose for me, and I learned the fish lips kiss heel, and that fit was perfect. And then I learned the shadow wrap short row heel, and it's the same fit as the fish lips kiss heel, but much easier to knit for me. And then I knit 70 rows for the leg, and I guess 10 rows for the ribbing, and a little color pop, a row or 3. The first row in the other color you have to knit all stitches and do no purls, because you get that colored purl bump and you don't want that. I have sewn in my yarn ends, but I didn't cut them off yet. I make a little knot in it. Can you see it? A little knot when I have sewn them in, and then I will block it. And then I will cut them off, and I can always feel there are not many yarn ends on this sock, but it's I don't have to look, and I don't have to worry I cut off one which isn't woven in already. So that's a very nice way. I guess I learned it from Andrea Maury in one of her videos. So, finished objects. The only one, because I spent all my time knitting on my Kerr sweater. Again, in this lovely vintage project bag. A gift from a Dutch maker or Shellabelle on Instagram. I love this bag. I have a lot of project bags and it was my plan to change them and every project put in another project bag. So yeah, I could enjoy all the nice things I have. But this one is very big. I have a few big ones and my scrappy blankets are in it, and this one is very nice for a sweater. So I'm knitting the Kerr sweater. I'm doing a test knit for Rebecca from the Creia Bea podcast. I guess it's Creia Bea knitting podcast. And this week is the deadline. The pattern is coming, I guess, next week, end of November. I'm not sure, but it won't be long, and you want this sweater. No, I don't know if you want. I want this sweater. It is such a lovely pattern. I'm enjoying it a lot. I told you last week that I started over, and last week on Monday I had knit a few rows of color work, and I will show it. There are a lot of yarn balls and a needle and cables. Oh, look at it! I finished the body. Look at the color work. Oh, I love it. I replied to the test knit because my daughter, my 13-year-old daughter, saw me watching a podcast episode of Rebecca in which she was wearing her Kerr sweater. And she said, I love that sweater and I would love to make her a sweater. So I said, should I make you one? And then Rebecca did a call for a test knit, and I replied just because I want, not because I'm a good test knitter, I'm a bad test knitter, but I don't want to wait until the pattern would be released. So my daughter wants a black and white version, and I love her color choice, but I don't want to knit it in some fluffy, bulky merino, soft merino yarn. I don't want it. I knew she would prefer it, but I want some rustic yarn for color work. So I've chosen Hiedra yarn. I bought it with a discount. It is with a discount, but it is Etna. Etna is the Dutch web shop from Jarbo and for Belgium. But when you are in Europe and you check Etna, it's with 40% discount right now. I don't know till when, but all the pure wool on Etna. So I bought it myself, but with a discount, and I love it. It's a non-superwash sport weight yarn, and it is the only thing is all my hair and my dog's hair. Here, and my dog's hair is sticking on it all the time. But I love it. I am at the sleeve right now, and I'm knitting with all my interchangeables, and I am knitting it on my shorties. But because I want to fit it last night, I added some long cable. I have a long cable with a cable stopper in my project bag. And this one is quite long for a sleeve, but I also use it for the body. So I can put it on now and then. And I will put it on for you now because I like it. I love it. I just did for the Dutch episode, and it's... Oh, I'm so looking forward to this sweater. It is such a fun knit and lovely pattern. So, oh, it makes me so happy. Okay, let's start. Top down. It is a I'm sorry. It is a top down dropped shoulder construction. Do I say it like that? It was a new construction for me. I did dropped shoulders before, but always bottom up and not top down. So I really loved knitting this construction, and it was also such fun to knit. This whole sweater isn't boring at all. There is happening a lot, but not too much. but it's always fun. You have to pay attention, and it's not hard, but it is also not boring, and I love it. I love it. I love it. So you start at the top. I told about it last week. I did a modification because I'm not the original pattern is with a high neckline. I'm not a high neckline person. I need some space here. So I did a modification, and I told last week I didn't ask Rebecca's permission because my husband always says you shouldn't ask questions if you don't want to know the answer. And I was quite sure Rebecca won't say no, you cannot. But yeah, what if she would say it? No, you are doing a test knit. You have to test my pattern. I couldn't do it, but I want because I know when it was high, I wouldn't like to wear it. And now it makes me so happy. And Rebecca messaged me that it was absolutely okay. That it's very nice for a designer to see what other possibilities, and also for the people who are knitting the sweater or want to knit the sweater, what other possibilities there are with this pattern. So she said, will you share your notes? And then it's absolutely fine. So I'm happy now. I don't have to feel guilty, but I was already happy. Even when I have to feel guilty, I was very happy with the sweater. So I did a little modification. So the neckline is a little bit lower, and it is in my Ravelry notes now already, but I have to fine tune it when the sweater is ready. So if you want to make a Kerr sweater with a little bit lower neckline, you can check it. It's not a hard modification at all. It is easy. I said I already did a ribbing for the neckline. You can see it, but it is a bit bulky, and it's not satisfying. I don't know the right word. In Dutch we say tevreden. I'm not happy with it yet. So I thought maybe I have to go down one needle size. So I did that with the ribbing at the hem. This one is with 2.75, this one with 2.5 millimeter, and this one is better. So I will rip out this ribbing and knit it again with 2.5 millimeter. And then I guess I will try the folded ribbing, because that's what the pattern said and I like the look of it. So I will try that, but I will save that part for the last, as the last part. But last week I was at the color work, and I finished it. The Kerr sweater is coming in 2 versions. The pattern gives you the opportunity for version 1 or version 2, and I made version 1 with the white color work, and version 2 has a narrow color work, as well at the body as at the sleeves. But the version 2 is a bit cropped, and I use the length for my sweater to be cropped, because I'm not, as I said, I'm not a jeans person. I will wear this sweater on my skirts and dresses, and then a cropped length is better. So, but you can find it in my notes when the sweater is ready. Let's see, then I picked up the stitches for the sleeves, and I did some short rows. I never did short rows with a dropped shoulder, and it was also very fun to do. And then, look at this, now I'm at the color work at the sleeve, and I love it, I love it, I love it. And it's the same chart, as it will be there. And then I only have to do this part, and my sleeve is ready, and it's such a quick knit. The color work is very lovely and interesting. It was, for me, not an intuitive color work. The chart is more than 20 stitches. So, and there is happening a lot. And normally color work is very relaxing. 1 black, 2 white, 1 black, 2 white, 1 black, 2 white. But now it was 1 black, 2 white, 3 black, 1 white, 2 black. Yeah. And when I was at the end of the round, I could knit it without looking at the chart. But I have to pay attention a lot. But it was actually quite perfect, because I I had a very busy head. My mind was full of all the things I have to think about, and my agenda was a little bit too full. I had some busy days, and just by knitting this color work and focus on the counting, and so I wouldn't want I didn't want mistakes in the color work. I can't imagine there are no mistakes, but I haven't discovered any. But it was perfect because all my attention goes to the color work, and there was no space left for thinking about all the things I have to do, or I must do, or I didn't want to do. so it was only knitting, so it was very relaxing. And now I'm at the sleeve, and oh, I love it so. It's so... I used all my needles. I have a new interchangeable set, and I think I use them all now. I put it in my notes, but I have a larger needle size. I went up one needle size for the color work, but you can see it is a bit, this is much tighter, and it's not too tight, but there's a difference, but I think it will block out. But this part is double thread because of the color work, and it's quite warm for my breast and my back, and I love it. It's a sport weight yarn, but it is so lovely and warm, and I really love the black and white. I don't think I would choose black and white for color, but now the only thing I want is a black and white sweater in my wardrobe. I love it. Oh, it's absolutely... I will finish it this week, and then next week I hope it will be dry and blocked and everything, and I can tell you all about it again, because I tell you all about it every week. But I love it. I love it. So Rebecca, yeah, again, I don't know, again, I loved her Cargill sweater. I do have the pattern for the Cargill sweater and the Cargill cowl. Now, I don't have the time to knit them all. I didn't have time yet, but I want to make them both. But this sweater again is absolutely such a fun sweater to knit. So mainly when I do some color work, and then there's that endless stockinette, and it gets quite boring. Huh? Oh, I don't know. And it's part of the deal. It's part of the job, and it's okay. But with this sweater, I knit the stockinette, the plain stockinette, for only a few centimeters, and then I was at the ribbing, and I felt I don't want ribbing now. I wasn't finished with my stockinette. It was such quite fun and easy to knit stockinette, so I didn't even get bored knitting the sweater. And it will be with the sleeve, because when I finished the chart, there's only a few centimeters left stockinette, and then I have to degrease, and then it's time for the ribbing. So my next project. Oh, how lovely. Let's take a minute to look at this lovely work. Oh, you can have so much joy. We can make this, people. It is... I can't understand why there are people who don't knit. Because if you can make this, my own hands, and it's not hard, and I only did... It's the idea of someone else, but it is so satisfying. Look at this. Oh, knitters. We are such blessed people. We can knit our own sweaters, and this beauty. Oh, I love it. I'm in love with my own sweater. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you. Okay, let's put it away. Let's put it away. I have other stuff to show as well. Oh. It is, in Dutch I always say, mijn hart maakt een sprongetje. My heart makes a jump, and that's my everyday experience when I am knitting or crocheting. My heart make a jump, and sometimes it's from the pattern, sometimes it's from the fit, sometimes it's from the yarn, sometimes it's from all together, and but every time my heart makes a little jump, and I love it when my heart's jumping because I feel so excited and happy, and yeah, I don't know. I have a little, my bed is next to me here, and I have a little picture of some scrappy blankets. I've taped them on my closet, drawer. I don't know how you call it, but and every time I put my light on when my alarm clock goes, I see the scrappy blankets, and I have a sentence in between which says I'm looking forward to today, of ik heb zin in vandaag. Yeah, I look forward to today. I enjoy today, and it's every time I wake up and I think, oh, I don't want to wake up, and I open my eyes and I click on the light, and then I see my scrappy blankets, and I'm looking forward to today. Let's go, let's start the day. My heart makes a jump every time I wake up. So that's thanks to my knitting and crochet. So I love it. Okay, next, let's see. I have 2 knit-alongs. Now, 1 knit-along and 1 make-along. And I started them in Dutch. No, that's not true. The other one I started when I was already podcasting in English. So the first one I started in Dutch, and that's the Sock Connect knit-along. I started it last year. I don't know exactly. Beginning of this year? I don't know. But I think knitting can be very connecting. But it is. I'm a person who prefers knitting alone. At home, but I love to connect with other people. So I started the Sock Connect knit along, and I casted on a sock, and then I asked somebody who wants to knit some stripes, who wants to knit some stripes to my sock, who wants to add some stripes to my sock. And then sometimes people came by to pick it up or to bring a sock, and sometimes it goes with the postman. But it were always lovely packages with some lovely words, and yeah, it was very nice and connecting. And there are quite some traveling socks in the Netherlands and Belgium. And I love the idea. But now my socks are home again, and they aren't finished yet, but I decided that I will finish them by myself. Look at this. All these stripes are knitted by different people. How lovely is that? They all knitted on my sock. I started with a toe, and then it traveled, and there are so many people. I have a paper and a list, and everybody has written their names and some yarn and some lovely words, and I don't have it here. But this is the second one, and I will finish it by my own. And I'm not quite sure if I want to keep them. A part of me wants to keep them because it's all the connection in these socks, and I love to have the connection on my feet. But there's also a part of me that wants to give them away to somebody who needs it more than I do. Somebody who's having a hard time. And I know there are some Dutch ladies, and they have an organization which calls Warm Hart, Warme Voeten. And you can translate it in Warm Heart, Warm Feet. And they collect socks, hand knitted socks, and I guess also hats and other stuff, and they gave it to homeless people. So I have thought to donate it to them, but I have some doubts. I will donate some socks sometimes, but these socks, I don't know. I feel maybe it is for somebody who I know, and a lot of people know, which added some stripes. I don't know. So I will finish them, and I guess I will prepare them, and then we'll see. But I love to knit all the stripes. I have another one casted on. This is on shorties, and there are also have been several people who have knitted on these socks, so I love it. I love the idea of knitting socks together. So when my socks are finished, I will also finish the Sokken knit along, because I always feel a bit bad when I have an idea and I try to the people are getting enthusiastic. People like the idea. Getting enthusiastic. Now, enthousiast is the Dutch word. You know what I mean. And then I don't give it attention anymore, because I don't have time and I forgot it. And hosting a knit along also asks a little attention now and then. I have another make along, and that's the It's a Sarah Flora make along. I have crocheted a lot of cacti in my crafty life, but I don't have one my own, so I always make them for other people. And I thought when I organize a make along, so you can crochet or knit or felt or whatever, sew flowers or plants or cacti or all kind of stuff, all kind of flora stuff. I will make some for my own. I did make one cacti and a few little ones, but still not as much as I hoped for. I feel my focus is on making clothes now and not on that kind of things. But yesterday, my birthday is tomorrow. November 15 is my birthday. And I was already thinking to make a cactus for somebody else. And then I thought, no, Sarah, you should make yourself a cactus. And why don't you make one for your own birthday, so you can give it to yourself? And I thought, oh, that's nice. But I started yesterday, and I was thinking of finishing it in one day, and normally I would do it, but I tried a new thing and it didn't work out. It did work out, but it cost way too much time, so it will be not finished tomorrow. I filled my oh, I forgot the name for this. Now this, the earth, the sand. I filled it with an old towel. I have a bag in my living room, and I put all the yarn ends but also all the old towels or socks, not the hand knitted one, but the other socks with holes in it, or underwear, or all that stuff. I put in the bag, and I use it to fill cushions or this kind of thing. And it's a bit hard right now, but it's not a problem because it has to be in there. So I made that. And then I have a book called Groene Vingers, and that's green fingers. It's from two Dutch ladies, and they gifted their book to me. And I saw a lovely cactus. It's called the Hottentot. I love the name and I love the look. So I want to make that one, and it was quite an easy pattern. I started, but I don't love the look. And then I looked. It was nice, but I not very special, and certainly not what I was seeing at the photo. But then I forgot a very important ingredient. In Dutch we call this ijzerdraad. Do you call it iron thread in English? I don't know, but it's very thin iron thread, and green would be better, but we didn't have green. And but I make one with the iron thread in it, and it's looking much better. And you can also curl it like the photo. No, it costs too much time, but and I think I will love it when you can model it. And I have to make a lot of these ones, and I must say it isn't quite fun to crochet it. I don't like crocheting with iron thread, but I like the look, and I will make some now and then. And then in a few months I have my own Hottentot cactus. So I need 5 of these short ones, and then 5 some longer, and then 5 longer. So but I love it right now already. So, and it's nice to have some crochet again. I miss my crochet. The last few weeks I did hardly any crochet, and I was thinking, I was wearing my Ariana cardigan last weekend, and I thought, oh, should I cast on a new one and then a warm woolly one and just crochet 1 square a day? But I had too much on my needles. So maybe next week, maybe when I finished my Kerr. I want to finish my Kerr because it has a deadline. So maybe after that I will also start a crochet granny square cardigan, because I love that one, and I want to have a big longer woolly one for winter. But I want all the stuff for winter. So then I have something, a lovely gift from a dear friend, and she gave it to me for my birthday last year, but I never showed it. So my birthday is tomorrow, and this is the moon. And this is how exactly at the back. See, I don't know if you can see it, but there is 15/11/1981. 15 November 1981. That's my date of birth. And this is how the moon looked at my at the day I came on Earth. So she needle felted it, and I think it's such a special gift. I really love it. I think it's beautiful, but it's also so I love the idea to look how the moon was when I was a little baby and my mom gave me birth. And yeah, it's such a special present. Yeah. So yeah, I told you all I want to tell you. Tomorrow's my birthday. I'm not celebrating it. I don't like celebrating my birthday. I'm more a person. I do love parties, but not my own party, because you have to work so hard all the time. And we have my daughter's birthdays. We have last weekend we had a big party for them. With all family and friends, and I love it. I love to do it for them, and it's but it's also hard working, preparing all the cakes and all the pies and all the soups. We make it all ourselves, and then making your house cleaning your house and make it cozy, and then all the lovely family and friends are visiting, and we had lots of people and taking care of them, so they are having something nice to drink and to eat, and of course they all will help us, but you feel responsible in a way. And then after everybody left, cleaning up. And my children helped out very much, and it was very okay. But when my own birthday is, I only want to do what I want, because when you are, we say in Dutch, we say als je jarig bent. When you are celebrating, is that the good word? Celebrating your own birthday, you can do what you want, and I don't want to take care of other people on my birthday. It sounds a bit selfish, maybe it is, but it's my birthday. The only thing I want to do is sit and knit. So, and I don't need anybody else with that. I prefer to do it alone. So my birthday is on a Tuesday, and I have the idea my husband and kids are preparing something, not a party, but they are chattering and doing, and don't come on my room, and that's nice. But it's just a school and work day, so we have breakfast together, and then they are all gone to school, and I'm alone all day, and I sit and knit. And in the evening, my husband says, "What do you want to eat?" And we have the tradition, the birthday person can choose, and I want to. In this time when winter is coming, I love Dutch food. I love all food. I love food. I love eating. But you have Dutch. No, it's not Dutch. We call it boerenkool. It's that green and boerenkool. How do you say it in English? It's a cabbage. It's maybe when I translate it literally it calls farmer's cabbage. It's a bit curly cabbage with green leaves, green big leaves, but we buy it in the supermarket when it's cut in really little pieces. Oh, I have to. You are shaking with me. I'm sorry. And with potatoes, you cook it, and then you stamp it. I don't know, stamp is an English word, and it's I love it. And yeah, it's very wintry food, heavy food, quite heavy food also, but I love it. So my husband will make it for all of us, and we have had enough pie and cake last weekend, so I think we'll skip that, but maybe I will take a glass of wine, or maybe I will take a glass of wine. It's my birthday in the evening, and then sit and knit. I was thinking about a birthday cast on. I showed you 2 beautiful skeins last week. It was a gift for my birthday for my father and for my parents. I bought them myself when I was in that lovely yarn shop, and my mother said, choose something you like, and that will be our birthday gift for you. So I was thinking, I now know which cardigan I want to knit. It's called the Helix cardigan. I saw it with a lovely lady, on a lovely lady there. And I want to knit a short Helix cardigan for Christmas. So I was thinking to cast on that tomorrow, but actually I'm so enjoying my Kerr sweater. It has to be finished this week because I have a deadline, but I'm also enjoying it so much that I don't know if I need a special birthday cast on. Maybe I just want to knit a few extra hours on my Kerr sweater. Maybe that's good enough. I don't know. I will see tomorrow. But so when you see me next year, I will 1 year older. Maybe you can see it right then. My age now is 40, so I will be 41 next week. So that will be a different episode. I guess no, of course not. Older and wiser, I guess. I don't mind getting older. I think getting older is also getting quieter. No, not quiet. I'm not a quiet person. I don't know. It's easier. It's getting easier when you're getting older. For me, it is. So next week you'll meet the older Sarah, the older Sarah. Okay. I wish you a very nice knitting week. Enjoy your knitting or crochet, and I hope to see you next week. Bye bye.